Well, hey there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media Channel. This is your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here for the Physical Media Report, episode 289. That's right, guys, your weekly dose of physical media goodness, where we talk about everything new and exciting in the world of 4K and Blu-ray. And again, guys, I got to figure out a new recording schedule for this because, like, coming home Sunday night, recording this after working 13, 14 hours, that ain't it. But I'm gonna figure it out eventually. I don't want to switch days for the physical media report, but I just need to do something a little bit differently. But I'll work on that. Okay. Today we've got some physical media news. Again, you don't need all my personal drama, okay? You just don't. Let me bring up my physical media report account. If anybody's still with us, I'm sure some people tapped out by now. We've got some cool news today. Honestly, it's a bit of a light week with news. I feel like it kind of was last week as well. It's been light the past couple of weeks, which is usually what happens as we head into the holiday season. All the labels, everybody's kind of recalibrating for the new year, and it just feels like we get less announcements during this time. But there's still some cool stuff to talk about. There's one thing in particular I know you guys are going to be excited to talk about, but this may be a little bit on the shorter side. So I am on my physical media reports account on Instagram. If you're not following me over there, definitely follow me. I've got that link down below. I've also got my main account, Mid-Level Media, also linked down below. So follow me both places. That is where I'm the most active besides YouTube on social media is Instagram. Physical media report and also mid-level media. And it's also the best way like you can contact me is on that social media. I'm very rarely do I get on X or Threads. I don't even do Facebook hardly at all. So it's pretty much Instagram and YouTube for me. So follow me over there if you're not already. Okay, guys, subscribe, like, bell notifications, all that good stuff. And let's just get into it. Let's start with the Shout Factory news in case you didn't watch my video that I did, I think last Tuesday. So Shout is officially the actual website, Shout Factory, Screen Factory, that is closed down. That is no more. If you go to Shout Factory's website, if you try to type that in a Google search or a search on your web browser, it's going to take you to groove.com. Shout Factory is officially on groove.com. Now, one thing I want to point out is they are not exclusive. I wasn't sure when I did the video last week. They are not going to be exclusive on groove.com because the new pre-orders that we're getting ready to talk about that were announced for January for Shout Studios and Screen Factory, well, just Shout Studios. They didn't do any Screen Factory titles. They're on Amazon as well. And I'm pretty sure they're also on Walmart, and they're also on Orbit. They're also on Diabolic. They're also on some other retailers as well. So these are not Groove exclusives. So I do want to point that out. But pretty much like the site that was acting as like the official Shout Factory website is now on groove.com. They pretty much just moved it over and they're letting Groove handle the distribution of their product at this point. So people, everybody's got their own opinion on that. I don't think it's a great thing. I don't think it's a great sign for the future of the company. It seems like more of a step back to me. But hopefully we'll still get some good stuff out of Shout Factory in their dying last couple of years, maybe is what we got left. Or maybe they'll thrive in this new format and they'll be around for 5-10 more years. Who knows? But yeah, if you guys were wondering where did the Shout Factory website goes, they're on groove.com. Okay, so check them out over there. They got all kinds of titles. They unearthed some stuff that went out of print as well, and it's on the website too. So that's pretty interesting. Okay. Let's get into some of their announcements. So they did announce their January slate, which wasn't a lot. You got End of Watch getting a 4K Steelbook. This is the David Ayer film that I think came out back in like 2015 or something like that. Maybe it's like 2013. But this comes out January the 20th, and there's a pre-order on Groove for $35.99. And this is continuing the trend of Steelbook only 4K releases. Like Shout Factory hasn't always done that. Like we've seen that from Disney, we've seen that from Sony, we've seen that from Lionsgate. We didn't start seeing this from Shout Factory and Screen Factory until the gray. And now we're seeing it with End of Watch, and it feels like that's the trajectory that we're going in for Shout Studios is they're going to start doing Steelbook only releases for some of these 4K upgrades. which I'm not a huge fan of. I wish they would also do it just a regular slipcover version, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, this is cool cover, I guess. It looks fine. I mean, if you like this movie, this is the first time to 4K. It's a 4K scan from Open Roads Films, LLC, presented in Dolby Vision, audio commentary, the writer director David Ayer. Delete. It doesn't look like it has too much with special in terms of special features or anything. It's a 3-disc set. It's interesting. It says 3 discs, and then on the side of the steelbook it says 2 discs, but that the specs say 3 discs. So which is it? Okay. But cool steelbook. Cool steelbook if you're a fan of this movie. I imagine you're going to want to get this on 4K. Then we've got some more John Woo stuff. We got Bullet in the Head coming to 4K, and this is coming out on January the 6th. This is going to be this is available to pre-order on Groove, also Amazon, guys, as well, for $32.99. And you do have looks to be some audio commentaries here, and you've got a new interview with John Woo. I mean, John Woo is right. Look, this is another reason why John Woo is great. He is coming back to do like new interviews for all these movies, not just the biggest ones like Hard Boiled, but he's coming back to do interviews for Bullet in the Head, and I think he's on all the Better Tomorrow trilogy movies. The next one we're getting ready to talk about, like he came back to do interviews on all this stuff. Like that's freaking awesome. John Woo's the man. And then we got all kinds of other interviews in here as well. So it looks like a good amount of special features on this one, which is pretty cool. I'll after watching Hard Boiled, like I'm all in for all these John Woo upgrades for sure. There's the back right there. So this gives us a better look at the special features. Yeah, it looks like we got like 6 new features here, which is pretty damn awesome. And a new audio commentary as well. So that's pretty, and this is a new 4K scan from the original camera negative. And this also says it's a 3-disc set on the back. Next up, we've got Once a Thief. And this is another John Woo film that comes out on January 27th for $32.99. New 4K scan, the original camera negative. And it looks like, yeah, interview with director John Woo on his thoughts about thievery. So there you go, guys. The screenwriter, the cinematographer, all kinds of good stuff. I'm not too familiar with this one at all, but yeah, this is another one I'll definitely grab. I'll grab everything John Woo from that Shout Factory does. All right, we got Shelby Oaks, guys. Shelby Oaks, the Chris Stuckman movie. I haven't seen this movie yet. Honestly, like the trailer, and I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I'm gonna shit on this movie or I'm gonna praise it or what. I don't care. But the trailer didn't look good and it looked very generic. And now you got a bunch of people coming out saying, oh, it's just kind of an okay horror film. Nothing special about it. Well, duh. It's a guy's first movie. Like, did you expect it to be The Shining? But anyway, like I'll get this at some point. I will watch this, but like to me, it looked like a first-time director's first movie, which didn't look great. So I wasn't in a rush to go see this in the theaters. But I do think it's cool. I watched Chris Stuckman back in the day, just like anybody else who's a fan of movies. And I did want to see this just to kind of support him and his endeavor into filmmaking. I think that's pretty cool. But Shelby Oaks, this is a UK release, actually. I imagine that Neon and Decal Releasing will be putting this out maybe on 4K. Maybe it'll get the 4K treatment because it feels like they do that for a lot of their movies, even if they don't make a ton of money. So maybe we'll get a 4K for this one and a Blu-ray from Decal and Neon at some point. But this is the overseas Blu-ray that's available to pre-order, I think, right now from the UK. And it's available on December the 15th. I think it's Altitude Film Distribution is putting this one out. All right. Next up, we've got the new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie, The Smashing Machine, also directed by one half of the Safdie brothers, who did one of my favorite movies, like of the 2020s. Or no, damn, that was such a long time. That movie came out in 2019. Uncut Gems. I love Uncut Gems. Also, Good Times, phenomenal. The Smashing Machine, this is one that came out and it did not do very well at the box office. I heard mixed things about it too. Like it wasn't overly praised. I feel like some people were saying it was pretty good, but not great. Some people were saying it was great. Some people said it sucked. So I don't know. I'll definitely get this. I'll check it out. And it looks like we're getting both a 4K and a Blu-ray for this one. and you got a director commentary by Benny Safdie. You got a what it means to be a fighter making the Smashing Machine, 16 millimeter camera test, deleted scenes. You got both the standard Blu-ray and the 4K option here. As of right now, it looks like the 4K, just from the notes right there, the 4K is going to be an A24 shop exclusive, and I imagine the Blu-ray you'll be able to get on Amazon. But this is coming out in January. They don't ever do like a specific date, but I imagine there will be one at some point for at least Amazon. But it's supposed to ship. If you pre-order it now from the A24 website, it's supposed to ship sometime in January. But the pre-order for both the Blu-ray and the 4K is available on the A24 shop website now. And I think the Blu-ray is available on Amazon right now as well. But that's the Smashing Machine. Nice little edition. I mean, I do like these digipack editions that A24 does. They're definitely pretty cool. All right, next up we've got, oh my God, guys, I've been, I, I've, oh my, I've been waiting for this one for such a long time. Look, I'm pretty sure like all the way back to like 2020, 2021, I was talking about one Nightcrawler on 4K. Like I freaking love this movie. I watched this, I think, on Netflix back in 2015. Just one of my favorite films of that. This movie, honestly, I've always been a movie fan, but there for a little bit, like in the late 2000s, early 2010s, I was like, do they even make good movies anymore? Like I just felt like I was seeing stuff in the theaters, Transformers, and just it just felt like a horrible time for movies, like new big budget movies, just new movies in the theaters. And I kind of just fell out of love with movies for a little bit, like newer films. And then I started to get back into movies a little bit. When we got Netflix, honestly, it was like 2012, 2013, 2014, and I found this movie. I discovered a lot of movies during that time, but I found this film, and then it really kind of propelled me into the independent scene of the 2010s, and I discovered movies like Whiplash and Ex Machina, just A24, and just all kinds of great movies. And I feel like this was one of the ones that kind of got me back into film, and I'll always love it for that. And when I watched this, I was like, this is just such a cool, dark, twisted movie, and I just loved it so much. And I try to watch this movie like every couple of years. I love it. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is so good in the movie. He did not get the credit he deserved. He deserved to be nominated for Best Actor. He did not. But anyway, guys, all my gushing and of Nightcrawler aside, I've been wanting this film to come to 4K for the longest time. And it also, like, isn't this is one of Bill Paxton's last performances, if not his last performance, I think, as well. But here's the thing. This is a rumor. You can keep this in the rumor category at this point, okay? But Nightcrawler is on not a 4K steelbook for Nightcrawler. The pre-order is currently, maybe they took it down, on the Barnes& and Noble website for $43.99, and it is slated for a June 2026 release, which is way far in advance. I don't know how they've got a Shout Factory release that far in advance. Like, maybe this is a part of the transition to Groove. Maybe they're just dumping all the information for all their releases for next year, and they're putting them up for pre-order on Barnes& and Noble. I don't know if there's anything else out there, but somebody sent me this. Like, they sent me a DM on Instagram. Nightcrawler 4K UHD Steelbook. And we just talked about End of Watch. And again, it feels like that's the direction they're going in for. So I expect the Nightcrawler 4K UHD Steelbook treatment from Shout, and that's all we're going to get. Honestly, disappointing. I really wanted Second Sight to get this, because after they did Drive, which is another like awesome discovery that I discovered back in the day too. After they did Drive and The Guest, I was really hoping they would get Nightcrawler, because that would be perfect for Second Sight, and maybe they will get it at some point. But as of right now, like I'll definitely get this. This is definitely a Shout release I'll get in 2026. Nightcrawler 4K UHD Steelbook up for pre-order on Barnes and Noble to come out sometime or June 2026. Like it's got a month, guys. That's crazy. But yeah, Nightcrawler coming to 4K. I have been wanting, oh, sorry, guys. I have been wanting this movie to come to 4K for such a long time. I am so excited. This is such a great film. I love it. But yeah, let me know if you're excited for Nightcrawler coming to 4K, guys. Again, this is still kind of a rumor, but also it's on the Barnes and Noble website. That's pretty official, right? You would think anyway. Next up, we have got The Criterion sale. So yeah, let's get into a sale real quick. Because I posted this when it happened. The Criterion Collection November sale is in full effect. It started this past Friday and it goes on until December the 7th. So you can get Criterion Blu-rays, 4Ks, and DVDs at your local Barnes and Noble or on the Barnes and Noble website for 50% off SRP, which usually equates to $25 for a 4K and $20 for a Blu-ray. Now, if it's a higher end 4K with more discs and it's like a bigger edition, you might have to pay $30. Like I think Nightmare Alley is $30, but it's going for like 60 at regular price, or 50 on Amazon on a regular day. But yeah, this is going on until December the 7th. You can get on the Barnes and Noble website. You can get you can go to your local store. Okay. So that those are your options. But I will say, check out my video that I posted on Friday. I did some recommendations for some Criterion titles. If you want some recommendations, go check out that video. There will be more videos to come. And there will also be videos of me going to Barnes and Noble picking up some titles, because I plan on grabbing at least, I don't know, 9, 10 titles this sale. But yeah, this is going on right now. Criterion Collection sale until December the 7th. Oh my goodness, guys, we got some monumental news right here. Now, I will say I love Kill Bill. Okay, I love Kill Bill. I'm not as excited for this as I was for Nightcrawler, but here's the thing. I am not a whole bloody affair guy. Like when I see Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2, I see two movies. But to be fair, I haven't seen the whole bloody affair. I do have a bootleg Blu-ray version of it, but I don't know if this movie's ever like officially been released before. It's always been kind of an underground thing, at least in my mind. Maybe there was a DVD back in the day. I'm not sure. To me, I've never seen it. I always watch these movies separately. Like to me, they're two films. I know Quentin intended them to be one and he had to split them. And that's the idea behind this. But anyway, I'm going too far into that. I always do that. And then people are like, no, kid, it's one movie. And this proves it. Well, look, here's the thing. Kill Bill, the whole blood. This is very much in the rumor category as well, guys. I want to be clear. Rumor. Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair is getting a theatrical release on December the 5th in 70 millimeter and 35 millimeter. And it's coming out from Lionsgate. So Lionsgate's promoting this. They put out a trailer, all the stuff. So this is being released like as a new film in the theaters. Okay. So I see, like, I got a couple of contacts at Lionsgate, okay, and I interact with them every now and again, on Instagram. And the one of the persons posted this in their story, the trailer, and I just casually DM'd them and I said, "Well, can we expect the physical at some point?" Okay, I think that's a fair question to ask. This is kind of being promoted as a new film, so I said, "Are we going to get a physical at some point?" And they said 100% a physical release is definitely going to happen. Okay, so that's what one of my contacts said at Lionsgate. So, based on that, I am going to assume that Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, at some point, I don't know when, could be a year from when it gets released in the theaters. Could be a month, could be 3 months, could be 6 months. At some point, we will likely get some kind of a 4K. And it's got to be 4K, I'm sure, like some kind of a 4K and maybe Blu-ray edition of Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. And it'll probably be a 4K Steelbook. It may be some kind of big like 4K package like Frailty, who knows? Um, and it may be available just as a regular slipcover on Amazon. Like they may decide, because Kill Bill got released as a Steelbook on Lionsgate Limited and also a slipcover version on Amazon as well. So we may get the same treatment for Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. But just know this is rumor, okay? But it was very heavily indicated to me by somebody that works at Lionsgate that at some points this will get a physical, even though this is just a poster for the theatrical release. Okay. So I did want to bring that up. Still in the rumor category, it could still not happen. I don't know. Okay. Maybe they didn't fully know what was going on, but I assume that they did. All right. So yeah, Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, 4K, Blu-ray. It has to be a 4K, right? But maybe also a Blu-ray as well. at some point. And, presumably it'll probably be some kind of a 4K Lionsgate limited steelbook. But let me know what you guys think about that. Are you excited to get a physical? Because there was a lot of people that didn't pick up the Kill Bill 4K steelbooks because they're like, I'm waiting for the whole bloody affair. And it looks like we're gonna get it, guys. Looks like we're gonna get it. Let me know what you think about that in the comments section below. All right. Let's get into the Black Phone 2. We have got the Black Phone 2. This will be available on Blu-ray, 4K, and 4K Walmart. Freaking Walmart, guys. Exclusive steelbook from Universal Pictures on December the 23rd. Pre-order on Amazon, Walmart, and Groove.com now. Okay. So 3 versions of Black Phone 2. I think there's also a double pack with the first one as well. And I think that's a 4K and it's a Blu-ray. All right, so that comes out December the 23rd. I am excited to see that one. Even though I didn't love the first one, I've heard some pretty cool things about this one that I'm excited to check out. All right, what happens? Let's get back into this. We got Altered, and this is coming to 4. I don't know what Altered is. Somebody in the comment section is excited though, and they're upset it took them a year to put this out. Wellgo USA is putting this out on January the 20th on 4K, and I think also a Blu-ray. Altered. I know nothing about this movie, guys. Nothing. And next up, guys, we got another big one. And this one was put out there by Bill Hunt at the Digital Bits on X. But apparently, we will be seeing 2010, the year we made contact, on 4K in 2026, presumably from Arrow Video, because he didn't actually say it in the post. And I can scroll over to show you the post, but he reviewed Outland on 4K, which is a movie also directed by Peter Hyams. And then he kind of reposted that or retweeted that, whatever they call it. And he said, I would expect Peter Hyams' other movie, 2010, The Year We Made Contact, to be coming out next year as well. And I'm assuming because it's a Warner Brothers title, it'll be coming out from Arrow Video also. So there you have it, guys. Are you excited? I haven't seen 2010. I've seen 2001, but I have not seen 2010 from 1984. So let me know if you're excited for that in the comment section below. Next up, guys, we've got a cool release from Turbine Media, Clown. And this is a movie directed by the same person that directed the new Spider-Man movies. I think it's John Watts. So there's some really cool covers here. I love the ball pit and the tunnels cover right there. Like, I almost want to get this because that's such a cool scene from this movie. This is a really cool horror film from 2014. I remember watching this one also on Netflix back in the day and really enjoying it. I recently bought it on Blu-ray for like $7 at a thrift spot, so I don't know if I need this, but I do like that cover right there. So yeah, Clown is coming out on 4K in Germany from Turbine Media, and it's got multiple different covers and editions. And yeah, just a really creative clown-based horror film. I mean, I know we got our Pennywises, we got our Art the Clown, but this is a pretty good one too as far as clown movies. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. All right, next up we've got Ladder 49. So I was thinking this was a first time to Blu-ray, but then I saw that it had already gotten a Blu-ray before, but I guess it went out of print. So Sony is re-releasing this on January the 13th. And this is also interesting because I think this was a Touchstone movie and it was put out by Disney back in the day. So it feels like Sony is putting out Disney stuff. I don't know. I would have to go back and look at the rights on Blu-ray. And it's just kind of interesting because, Sony puts out a lot of stuff on 4K and I just don't understand why they wouldn't just go ahead and do this one in 4K. Because I do feel like with the names involved here, John Travolta, Joaquin Phoenix, like this would be a good 4K. But they're just re-releasing it on Blu-ray, and it's coming out January the 13th. Next up, we got some new releases from Radiance Films. We got the Japanese Godfather trilogy. These are all coming out in February, by the way. Libido, Ifigenia, and The Stuntman. And these are all coming out in February from Radiance Films. All right, so that is all we got for new releases. Let me jump on Groove and see if there's any sales going on. We got a classic British TV sale going on, which looks pretty cool. They're still running the 2 for 24 on 4K titles until November the 11th. We've also got the Blu-rays 2 for 17 till November the 11th, which is tomorrow, guys. And then we've got a No Turkeys Here Thanksgiving 4K Shout Factory sale, which is 2 for 45, which look, 2 for 45 is not good if these are bare bones 4Ks, but because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, that's not a great sale." It is not a great sale. It's a solid sale for boutique releases. Like you got Return of the Living Dead in there, which is freaking jam-packed, fully loaded with features, a documentary. Like there's so much in that one. And most of these have got extensive special features in them. So there it's don't expect like these to be the same as the two. They're not going to put Shout Factory, Stream Factory titles in 2 for 24, at least not anytime soon. Or 3 for 30. They're going to be these new type sales like 2 for 45. Maybe at some point they'll do a 2 for 35 or a 2 for 40, but you're not going to see as low as just the regular studio titles, guys. These are boutique releases still at the end of the day. They're going to be a little bit more pricey. But 2 for 45, not a bad price. Then you got some deals on some of the Green Earth stuff, the BBC Studios Planet stuff. And you got more holiday deals down here at the bottom. All right, let me jump on Amazon and I'll try to link some of these down below, but I may make a separate post in my community tab. I really try, guys, when the Barnes& and Noble sale happens, I want to promote Barnes& and Noble because they're the ones that are initiating this sale. So I try to promote them first for a few days. And then at some point, I will end up linking, using some of my Amazon links, affiliate links, and stuff to link some of the Criterion titles on my community tab. Just be There are people out there that don't want to go to Barnes and Noble, don't want to order from Barnes and Noble, and some of these titles on Amazon, the Blu-ray specifically, are a little bit cheaper than 20 bucks. Like some of these Blu-rays are going for like $17 right now. So maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, I'll do some kind of a post in my community tab, just kind of highlighting all these, but I'll let you know about them right now. You can get on Amazon and they're price matching a lot of these Criterion titles. So if you'd rather order off of Amazon, you can do so. But you got Spinal Tap, Altered States, Flow, Twin Peaks, Isle of Dogs, High and Low, The French Dispatch, all kinds of stuff, guys. Deep Crimson, Sorcerer. I have heard History of Violence 4K is sold out for right now. I'm sure it'll come back at some point, but the Blu-rays is 20 bucks. And yeah, so Eyes Wide Shut is not out yet. So I think the price isn't up right now because of that. Honora, Eyes Without a Face, like a lot, Mulholland Drive, like a lot of this stuff, Princess Bride, a lot of this stuff you can get off of Amazon right now for the same price as the Barnes and Noble website. So definitely note that. As Wally is on here as well. So definitely note that. And I'll probably do a full post or something providing my links in a couple of days. But again, I like to encourage you guys to go to Barnes and Noble because they're the ones that are initiating the sale. But sometimes though, with Amazon, you can actually get better deals and better prices. And sometimes they'll do coupons and stuff to take some money off. All right. Next up, let's get into what is new this week. This is a pretty stacked release week, guys. This is pretty stacked. You got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest coming to 4K from Warner Bros. For $24.99. Also a 4K Steelbook for $29.99. Then you got the Descent 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate Limited for $34.99. You got the Naked Gun 2025 Paramount, or coming out from Paramount, on 4K for $27.29. And guys, I've watched this and I've got some kind of video coming out about it tomorrow. So just a heads up. Blu-ray for $25.08. Together's coming out from Decal on 4K for $26.79. Blu-ray $22.49. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is getting a 4K Steelbook from Universal for $29.99. Also a regular 4K for $29.49. This is a special 25th anniversary edition that has a new special feature and is adding Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. Then we've got let's see. Creepshow, the complete series, is coming to Blu-ray from Shudder for $51.99. You also got The Mask coming out from Arrow Video, which I think I forgot the picture here, so I do apologize. And you guys know how much I love that release. I reviewed it on the channel already, so go check it out. That's coming out for $33.99 still. Also a Blu-ray for $37.49. Reanimator's coming out on 4K from Ignite Films for $34.99. We've also got Spotlight coming out on 4K from Shout Factory for $32.99. Snowden is coming out on 4K from Shop Factory for $32.99. U571 is getting a 4K from Universal on 4K for $24.99. Also a 4K Steelbook for $29.99. Him is coming out from Universal on 4K for $27.95. Also a Blu-ray for $22.95 and a 4K Steelbook for $37.95. Freakier Friday is coming out on Blu-ray from Disney for $31.99. And then we got Shudder Decade of Fear. I've got all these posted in here, guys. Shudder Decade of Fear collection coming out from Shudder for $50.99. We've also got the Scarface 4K set coming out from Universal for $74.99. Five Nights at Freddy's 4K Steelbook set coming out from Universal for $74.99. These things have gotten delayed to death, but I think they are coming out this week. Then we've got Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, coming out from Decal Releasing on 4K Steelbook for $45.98. Also a Blu-ray for $25.99. Then we've got The Howling getting a 4K Steelbook from Screen Factory for $32.96. Also, Renfield getting a 4K Steelbook from Screen Factory for $32.96 as well. Then we have gotten Caught Stealing coming out on Sony, from Sony on 4K for $31.99. Also, a Blu-ray for $27.99. Burden of Dreams coming out on 4K from Criterion for $34.99. Also, Ted Lasso is coming out, the complete series on 4K from Warner Bros. For $102.99. We got Titanic getting a 4K set re-release from Paramount for $81.36. Also, Superman 4K 5-film set coming out from Warner Bros. $72.96. That is a re-release as well. We've got Sharks of the Corn, guys. This is Stephen Kang's Sharks of the Corn is coming out on Blu-ray from SRS Cinema for $19.99. We've also got Downton Abbey, the grand finale coming out from Universal on 4K for $27.96. Also a Blu-ray for $22.95 and a Blu-ray collection for $144.99, guys. Look at this. Look at that Blu-ray collection of Downton Abbey. Then we've got Red Sonja coming out on Blu-ray for $24.99. We've got Frightmare coming out from Kino Lorber for $22.49. We've also got Prisoner of War coming out on Blu-ray from Wellgo USA for $19.49. The Morning Show seasons 1 and 2 coming out on Blu-ray from 5th season for $66.99. And lastly, we've got Cafe Flesh coming out on 4K for Mondo Macabro for $25.98. And with that, guys, we are done with this week's edition of the Physical Media Report. I hope you feel more informed in the world of physical media. Please, if you can, drop this video a like, subscribe, comment down below, whatever you want to comment. And, turn on bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description. And we'll see you next time.